A team with a brand new coach and a coach who will be in the Hall of Fame very soon. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the preview of Villanova against Michigan State, and welcome to Slasher U. I'm your host, Christian Rao, here with my co-host, Steve Feck. And when we look at this game for the Gavitt tip-off games, Villanova taking on Michigan State, you think right off the bat, Michigan State, why don't they have a number next to their name after that one loss, 1 point loss to Gonzaga, and then the double overtime win to Kentucky? I'm sure that number's coming soon once the new polls come out on Monday. And then on the Villanova side, they no longer have a number next to their name after being upset by Temple. It was the first loss under the Neptune era. We talked about it on the recap that we thought that he handled it well. Now he has a tougher competition by far in Michigan State. A lot of people were sleeping on Michigan State at the beginning of the year, thought this was Tom Izzo's one of his worst teams. I mean, Izzo's even one to say that he thinks this is not one of his best teams. Well, it's showing that it's a good enough team to beat top 5 competition, Steve.
Yeah, and I found it refreshing that Izzo has been so honest about that. And I think everything Tom Izzo does, and says it, there's a reason behind it. And I think he's trying to really motivate this team that tends to be inconsistent on an individual, not necessarily as a team performance basis, but
thus far.
Yeah. I mean, the Hausers, those guys just seem to be inconsistent.
Yeah. Well, we talked about how we thought Michigan State needed a consistent shooter. They got 4 players in double digits. They got 2 over 20. We got Joey Hauser at 23. We had Malik Hall score 20. Then Sisseko with 16 and Walker with 14. So they found some shooter. Now we have the first part of that question answered. We found some short of shooting. Now who can be consistent moving forward? And it's another good competition here against Villanova.
Yeah, well, I think Sissoko, is going to be the guy for them. I think as long as he stays out of foul trouble and he just goes out and does what he does so well, bang the boards, score in the paint. If he's consistent game in, game out, then Michigan State, a lot of Michigan State's questions, I think, get answered. Hauser has been inconsistent his entire career. So what did he have? You said he had 23 the other night?
Hauser at 23, yeah.
23. He'll probably have 3.
No, let's hope not. But yeah.
well, no, but I mean, it's just how he's been. So again, we need to see that consistency early on. The fact that the Spartans play such a tough non-conference schedule, that plays into it because these guys are going to be challenged every game to put out their best, and then they're going to find their strokes. They're going to find, their positioning, on the boards. So. Michigan State has already answered a lot of questions, I think, certainly in my mind, because I've been the one saying that Tom Izzo's probably going to be settling for an NIT this year, and that still could be the case. But, the way they played against Kentucky, and quite honestly, the first 30 minutes of the game against Gonzaga, they outplayed the Zags then as well. Villanova, now maybe Temple's better than we've all been given credit to them. I mean, so far they've had a really good start. So it's not like Temple, if Villanova lost to LaSalle or St. Joseph's or Penn or one of the other Big 5 schools in Philly, okay, that's it. But Temple has certainly surprised me. Mm-hmm. I've only seen them, in replays or in highlights, but they've really surprised me so far. So maybe it's not such a bad loss. As we're making it out to be. But this is going to be another one of those games that's going to just be scrappy. People are going to be diving all over the place on the floor. I think the team that out rebounds the other is the team that comes out victorious in this one.
That's a good way to look at it. I have a lot of concerns about Villanova, to be honest with you. And it starts with that Temple loss. Now, again, we're not sure if Temple is a better team than they are. Their recent loss was an overtime loss to Vanderbilt. Jerry Stackhouse's team was looking. They were starving for a win. So want to see what happens further down the road. But the game after, where you think that they'd have a rebound, they only beat Delaware State by 10. And this is a Delaware State team at the beginning of the year that got absolutely destroyed by Virginia Tech by like 40 points. When you see the Villanova name, you think of great basketball. Like if you know that when you see that Michigan State versus Villanova, I can't wait to watch that game. But I think there's a lot of concerns here in this game. I think that Michigan State can keep that momentum going and make this not a contest 5 minutes into the second half. That has that opportunity. Not saying it's going to happen, but if we see the starts that we've or the performance that we've seen in the last two games against Villanova, I think that could easily happen. I'm still waiting for them to rebound from that Temple loss. I can't say that they did that against Delaware State. That should have been their win by 200, and they didn't do that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they can handle this one. This game's on Friday, 8:00 Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Again, Villanova taking on Michigan State. This is going to be probably the last time, could be the last time all season, Steve, that we see Michigan State not ranked. And I wouldn't be surprised in any way, shape, or form if that happens. Villanova looking to get a number back against their name as well after a loss against Temple. Neptune's still trying to find his grasp, I think. That's a hard thing to do. We're going to be talking about Neptune and John Shire of Duke all season long, trying to find their grasp after filling some very big shoes, some Hall of Fame shoes, if you will, out of Jay Wright and Coach K. So looking forward to seeing this game. Both 2-1 in this matchup. Villanova taking on Michigan State on Fox Sports 1 on Friday night.